Just before the start of the 83rd Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, I headed toward one of my favorite rides in the Black Hills, Spearfish Canyon. I had a long couple weeks of work ahead of me, so I knew I needed to squeeze in as much riding as possible before the start of the show. From my camp in the National Forest, I headed toward the rec center in Deadwood for a quick workout and shower before the ride. In the days of Wild Bill Hickok, the life expectancy in these parts was shockingly low. Gambling, gunfights, and prostitution were common, and a man was doing pretty good if he could manage to make it into his 30s. All right, so I'm just finishing up at the rec center, got my workout in. So one of my favorite rides is right down the road. It's Spearfish Canyon. Come on, let's go check it out. The next noteworthy point on the route takes us to the town of Lead, South Dakota. Traditionally a gold mining town, Lead is in the National Register of Historic Places and contains the most successful gold mine in the Western Hemisphere. Sitting at about 5,300 feet elevation, the town is subject to the most snowfall of anywhere else in the Black Hills and is in fact one of the snowiest places in the lower 48. The temperature up here stays about 10 degrees cooler than in Sturgis, and I frequently come up here on hot days to hang out and work on my computer. There are so many underground tunnels leading below this mine that many of the homes nearby were moved further up into the mountains for fear of a collapse. After getting stuck behind a group of ATVers for several miles, I arrived at the start of the ride in Cheyenne Crossing. Around 600 million years ago, this entire area was covered by an enormous body of water. Over vast amounts of time, the waters receded and Spearfish Canyon was carved by the drainage of these waters as they eroded away the softer rock layers in the strata. temperatures soaring into the upper 90s, I found my way to Spearfish Creek, where I subsequently jumped into the icy water in an effort to cool off. This is something I wouldn't advise to the faint of heart, but it certainly does the trick. After about 3 minutes of freezing my nuts off in the creek, I used the dry clothes I was wearing to towel off, then put them back on and kept riding. After a couple hours of putting around in the canyon, I arrived in the town of Spearfish. With a population of around 12,000, this is definitely one of the larger towns in the Black Hills and is my go-to whenever I need to do laundry or go shopping. This place has even got its own movie theater, which around here is really saying something. Alright, so I'm outside of the Safeway in Spearfish. Just got a rotisserie chicken. This is about the cheapest way to eat and pretty good for you too. So all in all, Spearfish Canyon is a totally badass ride. Lots of cool stuff to see along the way. The water running through the creek is absolutely freezing cold, but definitely worth checking out if you're in the Black Hills. Here's a little bit of an FYI if you're riding around in the Black Hills. A lot of the roads are repaired with these kind of tar snakes, and when the weather gets really hot, these things are just as slick as snot, man. So my advice is to particularly on a hot day, just avoid these things at all costs. Figure out a line around them and do what you have to do, but they're pretty slippery. On the way back to Sturgis, I took a combination of interstate and back roads leading through the small town of Whitewood. Made a quick trip to the gas station to fill up and lube my chain, then headed back to my abode in the Black Hills National Forest. Since I had managed to spend most of it on 2 wheels, this was all in all a pretty successful day. Hey, what's up? This is Joe. I hope you enjoyed that video of the ride through Spearfish Canyon. Just a quick reminder, if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe. And as usual, I've included an optional donate link in the drop box for anybody that might like to contribute to this project. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the road.